Hey everybody, it's Suzy Lolley, and guess what? It is Tech Tuesday, but it's a week late because I was in an airport last week. Y'all had the craziest tech week. I, for some reason, booked myself count them, 7 unique sessions of training, and then on top of that, did a repeat of 3 of the sessions. So really, I taught 10 different sessions last week. I am crazy. I spoke for Texas virtually, so shout out to Texas friends who are watching this. I flew to Indiana, so shout out to Summer Winrote and Lafayette School Corporation and Rita Schultz for hosting me at their Ignite conference, and then flew back home and spoke at our school district. So I was a busy girl last week. So if you saw half of a video and then you're like, okay, Suzy, what happened? Well, it was too much. I booked myself a crazy week. So I want to go ahead and tell you that this will be the last Tech Tuesday before the summer. And yes, there's a dog barking. They're in the living room with me. So let me hope that she doesn't do that anymore. But anyway, we're just doing what we're doing. So tonight we're going to quickly jump in with Tech Tuesday number 20. Then I'm going to take a summer break, but I do plan on doing a couple projects over the summer. I'm preparing to host a wonderful conference in September called The Efficient Teacher. If you'd like to hear about that, go ahead and like my page. Follow me on Facebook. Make sure you're completely signed up because it's going to be a free conference with 5 days of teachers sharing really practical tips for making your classroom more efficient. I don't know about you, but I have had lots of stress over, not having an efficient classroom, feeling like I spend too much time grading or professional development or whatever it is. So stay tuned for that. Also over the summer, I am hoping to take all the videos from here, put them on Facebook so I can really fully launch that channel. And I'm working on a little side project where if you would like to do what I'm doing on Tuesdays and you want to see like how my workflow is for my blog and my videos, I'm going to launch a product on Teachers Pay Teachers that will teach you how to do that. So just stay tuned for that as well. So get signed up. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you scan the code at the top of my Facebook page, and Shelby's going to shut up so she's not barking. And that way you can be tuned in. So let's get down to business. Tonight I'm here to show you 3 ways that you can differentiate without trying very hard. Because I don't know about you, I've been listening to a podcast called The Lazy Genius lately, and her tagline is be lazy about the things that don't matter and a genius about the things that do. So I love being a combination of lazy and a genius. I don't really think I'm lazy, but if we can have something happen for us automatically, why not? So without further ado, let's look at OneNote. The trick I'm about to show you for auto differentiation involves the stickers feature in OneNote. It involves the teacher only section in OneNote, and involves you having to be in a class notebook. So I have pulled up an old class notebook that I don't use anymore. And I'm going to show you how, if you wanted to, you could set up badges or pages and distribute them just to some students. So I'm using badges as an example, but you can distribute whatever you want. So I first of all turned on the teacher only section. The way you do that is if you go to class notebook and go to manage notebooks, you'll see a toggle to turn on teacher only. And it gives you a section called, guess what, teacher only. And in the teacher only section, only you can see it. And it gives you a place where you can pre-plan things that you're not ready for the kids to see yet and then launch them elsewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and add a page in my teacher only section called badge 1. I'm going to add another page called badge 2. And then just for fun, we'll do badge 3. Okay, so again, I'm using this to distribute badges, but you could distribute whatever that you just want some kids to see. We're talking about differentiation, so this is not going to be something you want everybody to see. Okay, in that badge, I'm going to go up to the home button, actually the insert button, excuse me, and I'm looking over to the right for stickers. Okay, now sometimes it'll tell you it has to download the stickers if you haven't used them ever or for a while. It's because they're always releasing new sticker packs. I personally like fat unicorns. Oh, good. I love when that happens. When I get an error, hopefully this will work. Y'all cross your fingers and pray for me. Just kidding. Crossing your fingers does not work. Prayer does. But anyway, I'm waiting for this to load on the side. I just showed this last week and it worked perfectly. So, okay, that's fine. We're not going to watch stickers load, but they are really cool. I love the fat unicorns stickers. And there's one called Office Drama where it's all comic book characters that are acting really dramatic. So let's just say instead of this, I'm going to say, we're just going to be on the fly. I'm going to call this low assignment. Now, friends, just to clarify, you would not actually call your assignment low assignment, but this is the one I'm going to send to the kids who are struggling, who need remediation. I'm going to go up to my class notebook button. So again, this only works in a class notebook. And I'm going to say distribute page, but I'm going to be careful who I distribute it to, okay? I'm not just going to pick a section. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say individual and group distribution. I'm going to click over to student groups, and I'm going to pick my blue group that I've set up in advance. You can add your groups straight down here. Then it's going to ask you, okay, what section do you want to put that in? So I'm going to pick their Aspen section. This is clearly an old notebook. And I'm going to click copy. And what it's done is it sent that to just the kids in the blue group. Okay, you could do the same for your mid-range assignment. So the on-level assignment. You get the point here. I would write something on it. I would go up here to distribute the page. It's having a moment. I would go down to individual and group distribution. You could pick individual students, but I'm showing you group just so we keep names private. And this time I'm going to send that to the red group because that's my group that's working on level. Y'all, this is so customizable, but with one click, excuse me, I need to pick a section. But with one click, I can copy and send that out to a bunch of people at one time. So there's your first trick for a differentiation. Class notebook, teacher section, distribute page to groups and individuals. Okay, that's OneNote. Let's talk now about forms, okay, if they will load. Let's see if we can get that loaded tonight. Y'all, it has been a day. So last week was a week, and it's already today been a day. So in forms, you can send students different directions based on answers that they choose. So this is like choose your own adventure at its best. Kids choose the right answer, they go one place. They choose the wrong answer, they go another place. So I'm in Microsoft Forms, which comes with an Office 365 subscription. If you have a school email address, you can sign up and you can get this for totally free. So here's what has to happen first. You have to actually plan out all your questions. So this is, I'm going back to my language arts days, and I put in questions on text structures, okay? This is going to be 4 different text structures, and each one I'm asking them to choose what text structure it is. Then I have created 4 places that they can land if they pick the wrong answer, okay? So 4 questions, 4 remedial things, and in this case, I'm having them go to a link and then tell me how helpful that link was. So this link is helping them with text structures. And then finally, I've got 4 questions where if they get it right, they're going to go to a more advanced question. So you might have known the text structure. Now can you tell me the main idea? So a new concept related to that same paragraph that they already read. So here's how I program this to do what I need it to do. Because if you just leave it like this, kids would get all 4 questions, then the oops, then the right. So that wouldn't really make any sense. So step 1, I've prepared all my questions. Step 2, I go up here to the ellipsis. Okay, the ellipsis is where Microsoft likes to hide all the best stuff. And I'm looking for the word branching. So think of branches on a tree. You know, branches can go out in all different directions. So I'm going to click branching. And branching is where I go to program my different pathways. And you'll notice I clicked right here. If you get messed up, you can reset. I'm not going to do that. Okay? But here's what I did, and I'm just going to show you a couple. So this was question number 1. What's the text structure of the passage? Compare, contrast was right. So if they got the right answer, I sent them to a more advanced question. And if I hover, you'll see it shows me that question. If they got it wrong, then I sent them to an oops. Okay? And I used that same oops for all of question 1. For question 2, the correct answer was main idea detail. I sent them to a you got it if they got it right. I sent them to the next oops if they got it wrong. So you see how I'm programming this? And all I do is just click this drop down and tell it where to go. Okay, I'm just not going to change this one because I've already set it up. On my oops questions, no matter what they get, the reason I created 4 different ones with the same wording is because I needed this question to be able to send them to number 2. So this is the first oops. It sends them, after they rate whether it helped them or not, they all go to question 2. If they get oops for the next question, I send them to question 3. If they get oops, so I'm allowing them to continue the quiz by following those directions. On the questions where they get it right, I send them automatically to the next question. So this is the first you got it, I send them to question 2. So I want you to notice whether they got oops or whether they got it right for the first one. After they finish that remediation or challenge, I'm sending them to the next question. And then I just continue programming. For the last question, I send everybody to the end of the form where they can submit. Okay? Now, I would not use this for really serious tests. It's more of a practice because kids could always change their answers and go down a different path. So you just want to be aware of that. But what's so cool is even if they did change their answers and go down a different path, I'm giving them a challenge question. So they're going to want to go back and get that remediation if they need it. So that's Microsoft Forms. We've seen OneNote. Let's differentiate one third way that is automatic and technology driven. So that way is going to be Canvas. So I'm going to go into Canvas, and I need to go to a course where I'm using modules. Now, never fear, if you're not currently using modules, I have a sample one you can download to try Mastery Paths. And Mastery Paths are the branching of the Canvas world. So if you go to Commons, and this is if you're in Cherokee County or if you're not, you go to Commons and you search my name, which has an EY, Lolley. You're going to pull up a lot of resources. You're going to look for the ones that are created by Sally Lolley. And you're looking for the one that's called Sample Mastery Path for Commons. So you can click that, and it gives you a mastery path that you can pretend program just so you can get the hang of it. So put this in like a sandbox course or something. But you can just come over to the right, choose a course, and click the green button, and you'll have that module that you can play with. So let me go into a course where I already have that module, possibly. Let me see if I have one. I think I have it in my Sequoia training course. Let's go there. We shall see. Hope everybody's doing well tonight, by the way. Didn't say that, but hope everybody's doing great. And I'm going to go to modules, and let me just see if I've already got that loaded. If not, then I know where it is. It's in a different course. In 20 minutes, it will load. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the bottom of my modules. And I do not have it here, so that's okay. Let me quickly get to another course where I think I do have it. Okay, I'm going to go in AMLET, which is really my sandbox course. And yes, you hear doggies clicking and they're barking and their little collar chains hitting when their collar tags hitting the bowl while they eat. It's just really classy here tonight. All up in here. Okay, here it is. Sample Mastery Path for Commons. So the way a Mastery Path works is you have to have some kind of a pre-assessment. Now that can be a test that the kids actually take in Canvas that grades for you, or you can have an assignment there where you put in a grade and then it lets them on. So if you wanted this Mastery Path to be based on their project grade or a test they took on a Scantron or whatever, you can just have to have some graded assignment that unlocks the Mastery Path. Then you have to have activities that you want the kids to go to based on how they score, okay? So in this case, I have an auto-graded quiz, and then you're going to love my titles. I have a high-level video and a high-level application activity, mid-level, and low-level, okay? And then I wrap everybody back up with a post-test. Now, of course, I would not call these high, middle, and low. That's why this is called sample. This is a practice. But I want to show you how you program it, okay? So you always start by going into your assignment that is going to control the mastery path. So I'm going to go into my quiz. And when I do, you're going to notice it says this will determine the fate for the rest of your life. Of course, that's a joke. I like to tell jokes, people. And I'm going to go to edit mode on that pre-test. And at the top, you're used to probably doing details and questions in Canvas, but we're going to look at mastery paths. When you get into mastery paths, there are a couple of choices you have to make. Number one, you have to decide what are your 3 grade bands where you're going to divide the kids for what assignments they get. I used to do 70 and up, but that was a little hard for, or it just wasn't as thorough as I wanted it to be. So I'm going to make this 85 and up. This one's going to be 70 and up. And this one will always be 0 to whatever the next grade band is, okay? So I've got 3 grade bands. And then I just begin programming them. So I click on the plus sign, and I know that my first thing I want them to take is the pre-test, which they're already on. So the first thing I want them to take is the high-level video, and then I want them to take the high-level activity. So I'm going to go ahead and put both of those items in, just making sure they're in order. Do the same for mid. Got both of those. And then finally for low. Okay. I've got my paths programmed, except I want to now add the post test to everybody. So I'm going to add post that. I'm going to add that there. And you would continue doing this. I'm not going to really take time to do the whole thing, but you would continue so that everybody has 3 assignments. And, you know, it's going to take them about the same number of minutes to finish. One of your assignments in here, y'all, could be meet with the teacher. I'm going to show you how you could quickly create one that was meet with the teacher. But I wanted you to see, first of all, how you program it. So really fast, the grade bands and then add the activities. Well, I put the activities in there ahead of time. So just keep that in mind. That's why I had you load a sample module so you could play with one that was already fully created. But you would want to put your paths, build your content in there before you do anything else. So I gave you the one that was already pre-built, and then I just wanted to show you how to program it. Now you're going to see that these items over here on the side have some different grade bands assigned to them. That's how you know you did it right. Something else I need to show you. So I'm going to go, these that have pencils or rockets are assignments that kids actually turn in Canvas. But I'm going to go to one of the ones that's just a page. And I want to show you there's an extra little step if you're going to just have them read something on a page or watch a video on a page, or if the page said, wait for it, if the page said, meet with the teacher, okay? Before you go program it, if it's just a page, not an assignment, you have to come down here and you have to check this box that says allow in mastery paths. So quizzes, you can automatically do that the way I'm showing you, where I showed you how to program it. Assignments, same thing. But with pages, you have to check an extra box. I don't know why that is, but maybe that will be simplified later. But that allows me now, when I go into program, to be able to pull this page to begin with. Again, the page could just say, meet with the teacher for your mini lesson, and you could have them, meet you at an appropriate time for that. So guys, Mastery Paths, really cool. It'll automatically, once the kids take the pretest, it'll unlock the rest of the module. So if I went into Student View, which is on Home, I don't know why I just clicked Modules, Habit. But when I go into my Home button and I say Student View, I don't know if I've relocked the module. We'll see how this goes. But if I had relocked it, I should see right here just the pretest, and then see where it says locked until it's graded. Excuse me. If I had finished programming, the only thing I would see is the pretest, and then it would say locked. I wouldn't see any of this stuff down here until it decided what path I should be on. And then in the grade book, that kid would only see the assignments that applied to him or her. So isn't that so cool? So okay, now it's Coco's turn. Okay, guys, signing off. So